Hi everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. How are you today? It is Wednesday, June 10th, 2015. All right, people, I know if you follow this blog, you are also following the bond market, and I've been screaming about this for years now, but especially lately. The debt market, the bond market is flashing red big time, despite actions of world central banks who quantitative easing mechanisms and negative interest rates. It's bizarre. The free market is trying to determine fair market value for these assets or debt, okay? And that is setting up a massive repricing of every single asset across the spectrum. And that includes your home, that includes precious metals, that includes currencies, and everything else you can possibly think of, because the debt market, the bond market, is responsible for the price action of everything else. And this is why the world central banks have decided to use that part of the market to manipulate interest rates lower. But look at what's happening on their own. On their own, global debt yields are spiking and continue to spike. Look, I realize clearly in the grand scheme of things that these rates are near historic lows, but that's not the issue. The issue is how fast they have been rising, meaning how fast cash is leaving this market. I can't stress to you enough what this means in the grand scheme of things. I've addressed this at a very deep level here. If you have a minute, Google an article that I wrote. If you have not read it, it's called Global Debt and the Human Bubble. Just go Global Debt and the Human Bubble in your Google search. It'll come up. This article got a lot of attention. It should really put a perspective on what is facing humanity at this time. This is the greatest threat to human life on a global scale, this debt bubble that we're in, people. I can't stress that enough. No one's talking about it, really, I believe, besides myself here. But what you need to understand is the world central banks are keenly aware of that scenario and how it will unfold. There is no way out. There's mathematical certainty. Let's talk about what is going on right now. Well, let's start with this. Just last night, I wrote an article on my Seeking Alpha blog. I'll place links to that in the comment section and the description of this video, where I said this market would likely rebound. This was yesterday, a short-term rebound. Today, as I am doing this video blog, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up over 250 points. Look, you don't just pull this stuff out of a hat. For those of you out there that maybe don't know, this is not easy, honestly. But another phenomenal call on my part. I bought calls on Intel. I did post that. It's up like a stupid amount right now. But that's a whole other story here. This bounce that we're seeing in the market here is on this. There is apparently some news with regard to Greece. Greece is, we already understand this, is indebted beyond their eyeballs at this particular time. But the IMF is going to finance the banks further. In other words, give them more debt that they can't pay back already, to kick this can down the road just a little bit, and the market is loving it. Bam, there we go. This may continue for the next couple of days here, but understand, and I believe you get it here. This debt issue, people, is insurmountable. This just shows us how desperate they are. They will do anything to try to keep this suspended, but it won't work. It will not work in the long run. Every bubble, and this is the mother of them all, this debt bubble, they all burst because they rise above a level that can be sustained by any means. I've gone over this so many times here. And these means, these extraordinary means, will not work. We are going to have a bursting of the debt bubble, which will cause a correction in human life. We've borrowed from the future to live a better now, to sustain the now where we're at. And in order for that to work, we have to keep borrowing cash in the future in greater and greater amounts to sustain what we have here. We have seen We have witnessed the debt bubble cause a population boom on a global scale. They have risen in tandem. They will collapse in tandem. You got it? If you survive this, you're one of the lucky ones. Understand? Look, while most people are distracted by garbage that they're putting out on the mainstream, they can't allow people to focus on this. This is the greatest threat, greater than a nuclear exchange, because this is real and this is happening now. Again, look at the bond yields. They're spiking on their own. The world central banks are going to, again, do things uh, out of absolute desperation to try to quell this at one particular time. The Federal Reserve, forget about it. They're not going to raise rates at all. They are going to have to institute some type of a new bond buying program to suppress these rates if they continue to spike here. Let me say this as well, and this goes right into an interview I did with Greg Hunter just yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I'm going to place links to that also in the description of this video and in the comment section, where we spoke about a lot of really, really important things here, people. So pay attention to that interview. It should at least put a little light on this. But understand, this market here, this stock market that is up ridiculous right now, I called it, to the day. To the day. All right. So again, there's a lot of detractors out here that talk about me. Well, let's see one of them. One. Pull that off. Okay. Call the top of this market as well. Call the top of this dollar as well. The dollar top as well. I call the bottom in metals as well too. I want to see one of them pull all of those off. I guarantee you that they can't do it because, well, there's a lot of reasons why. One of them is because they're all brain dead, but that's a whole other thing. All right, so look, lots of stuff going on here, people, but you need to pay attention to this. I cannot stress this enough. And if you're able to, get this video out there and allow people to understand the threat that is facing us right now. I put a little cryptic message in the thumbnail of this video. That message is real, and it's coming. There's no doubt about it here. And this issue here with wars, global wars, strife, rioting in the United States is going to get worse by multiple fold as this debt bubble bursts. And we are seeing it crack now. The cracks are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, people. And the collapse is here. The collapse is now. So we're going to need to keep our eyes open here. Pay attention to what's going on. Again, if you're new here, I urge you to just go to your Google search and type in global debt and the human bubble. If you find that article interesting, once you find it, please share that as well. Please share this video. People, I can't stress this enough. We are here. We are at a moment in history that is epic, absolutely epic. And the free market, despite all the action of the World Central Bank, is going to force every single asset to fair market value. This is the entire job, the sole job of all of these markets here. The debt market, the bond market is the biggest, most dangerous bubble, most dangerous because it's a threat to human life, your life, the lives of your family and your children. Wherever you are in the world, you will be affected by this when this bubble bursts, and it will burst. It is cracking now. It is a mathematical certainty that we are going to see a mass loss of human life on a global scale, greater than a nuclear exchange when this all comes down. So I really hope you're paying attention to what's going on here, people, because all the stuff that we've been talking about, I've been talking about for years, is coming. It's coming. It's here now. It's here right now. All right, so listen, before I let you go, a couple of things here. Please check out this new interview I did with Greg Hunter. There's links in the description of this video and the comment section. My article, if you're interested, that I wrote yesterday, where I called this market to the day that it would rebound today. And that's incredible. It's working out. If you want to, you should pay attention to that. It's important as well. And Google, really, global debt and the human bubble. Share these things, people. Really, I can't stress this enough. We are all responsible for each other. Let's try to shake some sense into people. I mean, sometimes you got to just smack them and say, listen, pay attention because this is what's going on here. Forget about the garbage that they're trying to force feed you on the mainstream because it's laughable. It's a distraction. It's the same thing. Look over here. Look over here. Don't look here. It's incredible. But it works because people have been dumbed down to such a degree, it is frightening. All right, with that said, people, I will see you all soon. Over and out.